Nick.
No way, mate.
Oh, I'm spewing. Structural integrity of the igloo hasn't held up. It's important to remain hydrated.
We've been testing these 5 swags out for just over a week for the ultimate swag review. We've seen some pretty harsh conditions in the high country, so let's go and have a look at them. The first swag we're looking at is the King Single from Kulkyne Campers. Coldcoin also have a stretcher, flyer and sleeping bag, all to suit this swag. We're setting up on the stretcher, but there's really no difference when it comes to setting up on the ground. Unroll it and remove the poles from the pole bag. With the first hoop, place it through the ring and into the hole in the stretcher. This stops the swag from sliding on the stretcher. If the swag's on the ground, you'll just slide the pin straight into the hoop ends. With the hoop in place, hook the 10 plastic clips over the hoop. Now, just repeat this process at the other end of the swag. The remaining pole is used as a spreader bar. This simply clips between the centre hooks on the end hoops. Now just velcro the swag to the spreader pole to keep it from sagging. At each end, use the supplied pole or peg to support the weather hoods, and that's the basic setup. Each side opens up completely for easy access. Inside there's ventilation at the head and the foot, and a storage pocket to the side. Okay, the pros. First on the list is the bag. It's not a struggle to get the swag in and unzips, allowing it to become a ground tarp. The fact that it can be freestanding without pegs or ropes is great for those quick overnighters. Ventilation on the Kulkyne is at the top of its game. With both sides completely open and windows at both ends, this will flow more air than any of the others. Access is also easy because of these large openings. A boot bag is a massive bonus, especially when it comes standard with the swag. On the other side of the page, we've got the zips. They did get better with use, but were nowhere near as smooth as the other 4 swags. Secondly, the spreader pole clips came straight out of the pole when packing up. Definitely not a showstopper, but a simple rivet would prevent it. Finally, it's those plastic buckles. We didn't like them on the awnings, and we don't like them on the swags. They're useless when trying to pull the swag in once it's rolled up, even though they're a standard feature on most swags. Next, we have the ARB Skydome. Start by sorting out your poles. There's going to be 2 large hoops and 1 smaller hoop. Assemble one of the large hoops. This is going to slide through the canvas sleeve at the head of the swag and locates into eyelets at each side. Click the 8 clips onto the hoop, then assemble the second large hoop and repeat in the centre of the swag. With the remaining smaller hoop, repeat the process again at the foot of the swag. Grab the larger of the 2 spreader poles and locate this in the eyelets between the head and mid hoops. The last pole goes between the mid and foot hoop. The main entry is via one side, which opens slightly past 12 o'clock for great access. On the other side is a smaller opening. Inside, there's 3 good sized pockets and a few hooks, as well as an Akubra holster under the flap at the head of the swag. Okay, ups and downs. To start with, the size is fantastic. Plenty of room inside, but still rolls up to an acceptable size. Once again, the ARB is freestanding, meaning no pegs and no guy ropes for a basic setup. Not quite as good as the Kulkyne, but ventilation is still very generous, with an opening on every side. The pockets inside give you plenty of places to stash things, and was the best of the bunch.
As for the downs, the spreader bars could be stronger. We had one bend due to a fair bit of snow sitting on the swag overnight. How a swag can come standard with an Akubra holder and no boot bag is beyond us. What sort of cowboy runs around without boots on? The next one to set up is the Burke Wills Coolabah King Single. Once again, we've got 3 hoops, this time 3 different sizes. The largest hoop slides through the canvas at the head and locates onto pins. Clip the swag to the pole and repeat with the other 2 hoops, with the smallest hoop at the foot. Now, using the ropes and pegs, peg out the head of the swag. Do the same at the foot end of the swag. The Burke Wills has one opening at the top of the swag and a hatch at the head. There's a doormat and a boot bag to one side. Inside, there's 2 storage pockets for storing your valuables. As for the yes and no's, the canvas on the Coolabah is the heaviest in the lineup and feels like it will last a lifetime. This swag comes with both a doormat and a boot bag. To us, the doormats are useless, but the boot bag is easily the best we've seen. On the flip side, access isn't great in poor weather because you expose your bedding to the elements as you get in and out. And if you use the head entry, you've got to crawl in over your pillow. If you're always set up under an awning, then this won't be a problem for you. Ventilation is lacking on the Coolabah with minimal openings, but this is designed to be a cool climate swag. Yes, it's only 2 pegs and 2 ropes, but being freestanding gives you more flexibility when setting up. Here we have the Oztrail Mitchell Discovery. Locate the 3 poles and assemble the largest one. Thread this through the canvas flap at the head of the swag, pin each side and clip it to the swag. The next longest pole has to be threaded on the inside of the fly mesh and pinned to the floor inside the swag. With the last pole at the foot of the swag, thread this through, pin it and clip it. To complete the Oztrail setup, you'll just need to peg each end and tension the guy ropes. Inside the swag, the head opens up for ventilation, with small storage pockets on either side. The canvas can also be completely folded back for full length, head to toe ventilation. Now for the ins and outs. The size is a plus. Out of these, it's easily the smallest and lightest, so perfect if you're limited on space. Ventilation is up there with the Coldcoin. The Oztrail's canvas can be folded back for a full view of the stars. Finally, we've got D-rings on the straps. This means pulling tension after rolling it up isn't a problem. Once again, the Oztrail comes with a swag bag. The internal hoop is the first of the negatives. To put the hoop in, you have to completely expose your sleeping gear, which isn't really ideal in poor weather. It's also a little tedious to thread it through the sleeve. The Oztrail doesn't come freestanding, which makes it a lot less versatile. But they do at least offer the option to buy a centre pole, which will allow it to stand up without ropes. The last swag to set up is the Dashi Dirty D. Undo the straps and roll it out. There's 3 poles to assemble here, so grab one of the longer 2 and thread it through the sleeve, pinning each side and then clipping the swag to the pole. The other longer pole does the exact same thing in the middle of the swag. Now with the last pole, do the same again at the foot of the swag. To allow it to be freestanding, the Dashi has telescopic centre poles which locate in the eyelets and then has a clamping mechanism to hold tension. The strengths and weaknesses on the Dashi, starting with what should be a standard accessory, a swag bag. Dashi don't disappoint. It even has tensioning straps on it, so it's not flapping about on your roof rack. They've also hit the nail on the head with these gutsy D-ring straps. It's always great to see new ideas, and these telescopic poles with adjustable clamp are a nice touch, with plenty of strength in them too. A couple of weaknesses we found were the windows not having zips. With only Velcro holding it down in 4 places, you can't seal it completely in terrible weather. The hoop design on the Dirty D is a weak point compared to the constant radius hoops found on other swags. We had one snap on us while we were setting up, and they don't pack up as tight due to the shape. The girls will appreciate this one. Places to store stuff when you go to bed is a must. The Dirty D only has one pocket and it's in a crappy location. Alright then, we've seen them all individually, now it's time to put them head to head to compare the major purchasing factors. The first thing everyone asks about is the price, and you can usually shop around or find them on sale, but these are straight from the manufacturer's website. So the Kulkyne Kampers wins out here, with the Dashi being the highest. Setup time is also important, and there's nothing in it between the Kulkyne Kampers and the ARB. Even the longest time was less than 5 minutes. Just remember though, these things are for sleeping in, so mattress comfort has to be considered. And here, the Darche Dirty D just wins out over the ARB Skydome. What is nice to see is all of the covers can be removed for washing. Storage in a swag is a luxury that we've got used to. The Birkin Wheels Coolabah wins out by having a great boot bag, as does the Coldcoin. If the ARB had a boot bag, it would be head and shoulders above the rest due to having multiple internal pockets. None of these swags are perfect. That's why there are so damn many on the market. Which is our favourite? Well, that doesn't matter. This is just 5 examples to try and help you decide on your winner. I know what you're thinking. Where's this one or where's that brand? But there's simply not enough hours in a day to break down every single swag. So that's us. Let us know what you want to see in the next Ultimate Review. Thanks for watching.